happy to have Alex Wilson filling in for Reynolds today. Thanks for joining us here on AMHQ Weekend. I'm Kelly Cass, and the doc is in the house as well, examining Matthew.
Busy. I mean, I was like,
You're
pretty
busy?
much. I know, right? I know. First time. There's a first for everything.
Right.
But I was, pretty much up all night. How could you not with a Cat 5?
How could you not?
Last night in the Caribbean, thankfully now count Cat 4. Maybe some signs of a slow weakening trend. We'll see.
Fingers crossed indeed. And Detroit, they're just hoping to dry out this weekend. They have been absolutely soaked the last few days. City under a flood watch last night. Some areas got hit with 4 inches of rain Thursday. And Clinton Township has been dealing with high water, flooded roads as well. So the question is that all of you in Detroit have is, when are we going to see the sunshine? When are we getting a break from the rain? Well, this morning we still got the clouds around, and we've seen some rain showers as well. We've also got lakeshore flood advisories there around the Detroit area if you're closer to the lake, because we have been dealing with that onshore flow. Right now we've got rain falling across parts of western PA, western New York, and some much needed rain into parts of New England. Now this isn't particularly heavy rain, but they'll take what they can get, and a nice steady light rain this morning is just what the doctor ordered. They'd like to see many more days like that. The upper low drawing that moisture up from the Atlantic, so that is leaving us with the rain showers along the northeast corridor this morning. Really from DC all the way to Boston, showers today a possibility. Could get some thunderstorms underneath that upper level low, that cold pocket of air aloft. So don't be surprised if you hear a rumble of thunder in a place like Chicago, perhaps during the afternoon hours. Notice Boston staying dreary throughout the day with those temps holding in the upper 50s. DC, you'll watch for some showers and clouds as well, Kelly.
I'm up.
No.
I know. Temperatures are going back into the mid 80s.
That's true.
And by the way, the Braves, they're wrapping things up at Turner because they're building a brand new stadium, and this will be their final game over the weekend. Today and tomorrow.
One today, one tomorrow.
Yeah.
They've got all sorts of festivities, and they couldn't really ask for better weather than what they're about to get. Sunshine and temps in the low to mid 80s. By Monday, warmest at the 386. But in the meantime, we've enjoyed our coolest days since May.
Middle of May. It's been nice, and you can take a look at the dry air. Now we need the rain, of course, in Georgia, but we've got a lot of activities. North Georgia State Fair going on, one of them. We've got the Bulldogs at home too. But right here under that pocket of low pressure, that's where you've got the clouds and still that chance for some rainfall, not just there but up into the northeast, but staying dry down here. Yeah,
temperatures right now 56 Nashville and Atlanta, 55 for Montgomery and Jackson. So that cool air extending all the way to the Gulf Coast. Dew points, look how dry it is. 53 Jackson, 50 Montgomery and Atlanta. Dew point of 44 in Asheville. Hopefully you have chapstick.
I know, right? You needed chapstick this morning.
I did. I blame, but also thank the dry air.
There you go. But we do have a warm up on the way, Alex. 81 today. Still nice in Nashville as far as your temperature goes, even though you've got the clouds. But it looks like those highs are going to rise over the next few days as that low pressure gets out of the way, and that will really allow that ridge to build. Yeah, so above average temperatures coming there. Also, parts of the Midwest, we've seen some cool time in places like Minneapolis, Twin Cities, Minneapolis. Nice day. Stack of pancakes, put a little dollop of butter on it, make it, and take a picture to prove to your friends that you did it. Bisquick was created there either.
I didn't either.
How about that?
Yeah.
But
the more you know.
They've got good weather for baking and doing whatever outside too. You can see the clouds swirling around that upper low over the Ohio Valley. Yeah, cooler temperatures now. So that's why I say it's a good morning for a nice carb-heavy breakfast. 54 in Minneapolis, 55 Marquette, 59 for Chicago, low 60s in Cleveland. Temperatures won't warm too much today with that upper low hanging around. It's going to be fine temperature-wise. We've got the White Sox at home this weekend there in Chicago. Your Oyster Fest, I think that was yesterday. Gorgeous weather for that. 67 Indianapolis, 66 for your high in Cincinnati. There is a fest for everything, and I appreciate that. Especially this time of year, I feel like. Apple Festival. Fall festivals. They're a blast. 82 though, North Platte and Rapid City by tomorrow. So notice the signs that things are going to be warming up, and that trend will continue into early next week with Monday highs back into the 70s, even upper 70s for Kansas City and St. Louis. You nailed it earlier. It's the transitional time of year. It is. So even though it's fall, it doesn't automatically mean we're going all the way down to winter, right? I think everybody thinks you flip the calendar over, it says fall, and then all of a sudden the temperatures drop 20 degrees. I wish it was the case, but my kids are like, it's fall now. When do we get to change the clocks back so we can sleep in? That doesn't happen until I believe the second weekend of November. Yeah, so gotta wait for that. It's a little bit of a wait. Detroit advertised 68. You're going to stay close to it into Monday. Low to mid 70s Tuesday and Wednesday. So even then, not a huge warm up. Right.
All right, well, fall means flu season because of the ups and downs, and doctors say that the time to get the flu shot is right now.
As Erica Edwards reports, the virus sickens millions each year, and it can be deadly.
All right, I want to show you this awesome shot from the Air Force hurricane hunters. This was in the eye of Matthew during yesterday's recon mission, or one of them, when Matthew was upgraded to a Category 5 hurricane last night. It was the strongest hurricane in the Atlantic since 2007, nearly 10 years. Now a Category 4, a strong Category 4, and the question is, where does it head next? Well, the hurricane hunters are out there now. Just took off from St. Croix, headed about 300 miles an hour. If you want to be specific, Greg says 298 miles per hour. That's how fast they're moving towards Matthew. They're going to get in there and figure out what's going on, or confirm what they think is going on within this storm. So this is one of two hurricane hunter kind of aircraft that we have. This is the C-130. This one flies lower, and this one flies through the actual storm. So this is a cargo plane. It's a bumpy ride throughout this, as you're about 1,000 to 10,000 feet in the air during this storm. So they're getting into the lower levels of this storm, at times only a few hundred feet above the ocean surface. This one has a way to estimate the wind speed. You know, we talk about dropsondes, those instruments that are dropped. Well, this one uses a stepped frequency microwave radiometer. What the heck is that, Alex? You're saying, I know it's early. We'll just call it the SFMR. Let's keep it easy. It's just past 6 a.m. Eastern time. This is under the plane's wing, and this is able to figure out or determine wind speeds based on the ocean surface. Now, keep in mind that this is going to emit radiation, the ocean surfaces, but once you got really strong winds, you've got a lot of sea foam and bubbling up. The ocean's very irritated. That is letting radiation out, and the SFMR gets that radiation and in turn translates that to an estimated wind speed. So it uses that. When you get more foam, of course, that would be higher wind speeds. Keep in mind, if you've got those winds 150 miles an hour, you're going to have a lot of upheaval there on the ocean surface. So they're going to be out there in just a few hours figuring out just how fast the wind speed is within this storm. Now, we got to talk about the weekend showers, and we've got much more coming up on the hurricane. So if you're just tuning in now, I want to tell you about when the rain will end for parts of the Midwest. You've been stuck under that upper low. You can see it very clearly here on the water vapor. Notice on the East Coast, we've got moisture streaming in from the Atlantic up from the south, and that's leading to showers this morning to start your day. Going from Richmond up towards the D.C. area, you're going to encounter some rain showers. Notice Boston getting rain, and they're so excited about it. You know, parts of New England under severe, even exceptional or extreme drought, so they really need the rain. Western parts of New York getting some needed rain, as well as north central PA. Today, that's where the showers will be, as well as under that low. We could see a few rumbles of thunder as well, or hear a few rumbles of thunder across parts of the Midwest beneath that low. By tonight, a good chance of wet weather across northern Ohio into the Northeast. Again, scattered, generally light rain showers, but could be heavier from time to time. And by tomorrow, scattered showers and thunderstorms across the Northeast once again. So a little drearier for your weekend, but again, this is needed rain. Keep that in mind. We've got a lot more ahead this morning on AMHQ Weekend. Even want the fuzzy slippers to start the day today, dare I say. We've got that upper low that's been stubborn. It's been sticking around over much of the second half of the week. It's still there now, but it's also responsible for the cool down and some much needed rainfall into parts of the Northeast. I know in the Midwest, you're like, I'm done with it. It's been here Thursday. It's been here Friday. I need to see some sunshine. I'm going to lose it. Your time is coming. Notice as we go into tomorrow, that upper low finally starts to retreat back to the north, and we see some warmer air filter in for the southern U.S. So if across the south, if you've just enjoyed the days of cooler weather, you're going to change back to some warmer days. Now, it's not going to be unbelievably hot, but it will be above average on the order of 5 to 10 degrees. Cool air to the south across parts of the plains and especially out west. But next week for the southeast, the south central and the northeast, it's above average warmth once again. Temps right now, though, they're feeling good. 53 in Indianapolis, 55 for Marquette, 54 Minneapolis, 57 in Kansas City. Des Moines, you've got some rain showers with a temperature right around 60. To the clouds, the rain will hang around today, and notice those temperatures won't be warming up too much. Highs this afternoon, generally in the mid and upper 60s. A few spots make it into the low 70s like Minneapolis, St. Louis, and Cleveland. Cleveland will be around 72. Tomorrow, we see more spots warm into the 70s, even low 80s for Rapid City and North Platte. How about that? So temperatures, again, that slow warm up. So if you thought it's just too cold and you're not quite ready to give up on the warmth, you've got a little bit more of that ahead. 77 for Des Moines on Monday. By Tuesday, Chicago's back into the mid 70s. We've got low 80s on tap for the St. Louis Louis metro area. So plenty of warmth out there, and in fact, above average warmth for St. Louis. Your average high this time of year is 74. You're staying close to or below the mark today and tomorrow, but by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're on the order of 5 to 10 degrees above average. On Monday, this is where we're going to be across parts of the Northeast. When we talk about departures from average, notice a lot of spots have these smaller kind of orangish dots. Those are going to be 5-degree above average temperatures, but here into North Georgia, we could see a few areas where temperatures are about 10 degrees above average. New York, you'll be at 73 on Monday, 83 for Charlotte, and we'll go 86 in Atlanta. So anywhere from a few degrees above average to closer to 10 degrees above average. In Nashville, you're going to be closer to 10 degrees above average by Tuesday and Wednesday. Your average 77. Forecast high, Kelly, 85. Well, there you have it. Something to look forward to in coming days. Good show. And you hear him a lot here on the Weather Channel. So now you actually get to get the behind the scenes.
Yeah, he gets to where many don't want to go and brings some amazing detail for us.
All right, got to switch over, talk about Matthew. Major hurricane if you're just waking up and you were, disconnected from the TV last night. But this is an awesome product we have to show you.
You can only find here on the Weather Channel,
That's right?
So let's have a look. This tells us the latest stats on Matthew, 155 in the wind speed. Now, very high-end Category 4. Essentially, not much change from last night, a little bit. But we'll find out more very soon because
the hurricane hunters are out there.
Dun, dun, dun,
Our C-130 going to get in there.
Come on, here they go.
Nice. And this is when they fly, is it the alpha pattern, where they're going to fly through this and kind of X right through it? Yeah.
Zigzag their way through it and get the latest and greatest.
A nice bumpy ride for those folks.
Probably. Would you want to be on one of those babies?
No.
All right.
Never.
So let's have a look at what they're finding right now. They're actually on the far periphery of the storm. Remember, they're kind of out in here. So they really haven't yet sampled some of the big winds. Right now, this is some of the data. There's the wind speed on the side, 20 miles per hour. So really, they're not sampling much weather. But I'm telling you, probably in about, 2 hours or so, they'll be in here, and we'll see some of these numbers off the charts, probably near 140, 150 miles per hour.
All right.
So it's going to be fun to watch.
And this information helps the National Hurricane Center forecasters figure out what's going on within the storm, and it also would help the forecast models then moving forward, correct?
Yeah, indeed. You get a lot of information, and that sometimes gets fed into the models for a better forecast. So we'll just see what they find, and if indeed some of the trends that actually we're seeing on the satellite pictures indeed are verified, because it does kind of look like maybe it's weakening a little bit. Just we can only hope,
Doesn't look like quite as defined an eye as we saw maybe a few hours ago. Starts to look like it's filling in or just moving a little bit, wobbling.
I think you're right. On some of these latest frames, the eye is not as clearly defined as it was before. But here's some important points to take away. Alex, and you and I go through this. It's going to begin to turn northward today, and that's going to have significant consequences for those land masses here, Cuba, Jamaica, and Haiti as well.
Yeah, because perhaps somebody watching this morning is going, how could the U.S. perhaps even be in play? This thing's way down here. Well, because we think it's going to basically make a right angle turn and head north.
It's going to do one of these.
Right.
And exactly, how far on either side of that line still yet to call. But really, Jamaica, unfortunately, is staring down this beast. And it's too soon right now. You were right to sort of nail down the impacts to the United States.
Basically, watch and wait.
Watch and wait.
Be prepared. Make sure your preps are ready. Absolutely. We got you covered.
Yes. We do. Hurricane watch is out for Jamaica, and no surprise there.
No.
And this is what you were talking about, Alex, with it. Maybe, see the eye in the last couple of frames kind of gets a little bit clouded over?
Yeah. And a little elongated, more ovalish, it appears, than circular.
Yeah, there's some west winds aloft trying to now impact the tropical cyclone, and that is, I think, perhaps the start of at least a little bit of a weakening trend. That would be a good thing.
And do you think the west winds will still be in play when this makes this hard right turn, or do you think it'll have the chance to strengthen again?
I think the west winds will do some damage to Matthew, and so hopefully it'll be a little bit weaker by the time it's up in this vicinity. You can see those west winds aloft here. But there's another thing, too. There's some scenarios, some models that take Matthew way out to sea, not even coming close to the Bahamas like the ECMWF model. It may be because it's sensing the effects of these west winds trying to push it on out. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes at the top of the hour.
Would love to see that happen.
I would, too.
Yeah, and everyone in Florida is going,
please.
Pretty please. All right. Well,